So we're here today at the Shrewsbury Town exercise and referral scheme. How nice is it just to get out into the community and meet some more people as well?
Yeah, brilliant. I also think it's really important that the club utilises these sort of relationships. So, just doing a bit of research myself, the types of people that are coming here are people that have had issues, and I think it's important for the club to be seen in a positive light in the community. And if you can hear behind me, everyone's enjoying it. Exercise is a massive part of life. It's been a big part of my life for as long as I can remember. So I think this scheme is, a fantastic initiative, and it's great to be able to come down here and take time out of my day to meet some wonderful people.
And we're here at the ground as well, and you're here. It's just about that visibility as well that will encourage more people to take part.
I hope so. I think where it's important, just trying to find out a bit of detail there, is that it's a referral scheme through the NHS, which I think will really help the local doctors' surgeries. I don't know a huge amount about it. All I know is that where I live, to get a doctor's appointment is very difficult. So if this can help alleviate in any way, shape or form some of the stress that's put on the NHS whilst also making people healthier, I think it's a win-win situation.
And you'll know firsthand about the physical and the mental benefits as well of exercising.
It's all about the release of endorphins, isn't it, when you've exercised. I still know now how much I hate it, but it's afterwards you feel the benefit, and I'm sure that the people behind me will feel that as well, because it just makes you happier, especially with maybe some mental health issues. I know that, speaking personally, that makes me feel a lot better when I exercise in the morning.
And I'm going to have to go on to the footballing stuff now. Obviously a busy week, transfer deadline day. Anything progressing? How are you going this week?
I'm expecting it to be an extremely busy 24 hours. So what that looks like right now will probably change, but we're aware that there will be activity in the next sort of 36 hours. By the time I think 11 o'clock comes tomorrow night, there'll definitely be, I'm sure, some changes at the football club. But what that will be and who they will be, I don't know as of yet. All I do know is it's going to be a crazy 24 hours.
When we spoke last week, you mentioned about one more potentially a forward that you were looking at. Is that still the case, or is there more options on the table?
I think that's changed slightly, because when you and I had that conversation, we were assuming that Jordan was going to be okay. So that's probably changed our recruitment strategy. I will tell you that Jordan's had a scan and it's not as bad as we first thought, which is good news. Still means he's going to be out for a substantial amount of time, which at the moment looks around 3 months. So, of course, we'll be pushing as hard as we can to make sure that we can shorten that time. So that's a real positive. We feared the worst, but that's not the case. He doesn't need an operation. He's still on crutches at the moment. It's going to be a huge loss to us because... just saying Jordan's going to be a huge loss to us because he has been a big part of what we're doing this season. I think, he's a very good footballer. But what we do know is that we'll see him again this season. And also what that's done is it's given Mal an opportunity now to try and cement a place in the team. But it has changed our recruitment strategy.
So you're looking for potentially a player to come in and fulfil that role that Jordan will be missing?
If that's a viable option, yes. Because as we look at it at the moment, George Nurse has got injured. Now Jordan Shipley has got injured. So as it stands at the moment, we currently have one recognised left wing back in the building. So we might need to change that. We might need to look at it. But they're conversations that we've been having since Sunday. It moves very quickly. We're hopeful that we will have another in the building, but I'll go back to what I said. Even though we are so close to the end of the transfer window, we're not just going to sign anybody. We need to sign players that will affect our starting 11 because we've got good numbers in the group. Of course, I'd like more. Every head coach, every manager would. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to make the wrong decision. We want to make sure that we do all of our due diligence and we bring in the right type of person that I've said from the moment I've been here, and also, the right type of footballer.
You speak about being busy. Just tell me a little bit more about that process of how it works with the communication between you and Mickey Moore and the rest of the coaching staff. How does that process work when you identify a player?
It's constant. Spent most of the day yesterday on the phone to Mick. Mickey's been at the training ground Monday and Tuesday this week. He's at the training ground now. We've been sat in meetings from the end of training today with all the coaching staff and Mick and Tom. So it's an ongoing process. I think what I like about the way everything works here is the transparency. The conversations that we have are very open, honest, and we'll always make sure that it's a decision that's made with a group in mind, because you have to do that. So yeah, Mickey and I have no doubt will be speaking a lot today and tomorrow. You know, he's the one that's at the forefront of it. He's the one speaking to the agents. He's the one speaking to clubs. He has the difficult job. If you like, it's a lot easier for me. I really like that player. Is it possible to try and do something there? He has a very, very tough job, especially towards the end of transfer windows. And if you look at us as a club, for argument's sake, we had this conversation 7 days ago, and it was completely different. And unfortunately, something happened at the weekend in the Fleetwood game, so you have to change. You have to be adaptable. And that's what we are. But the one thing that I do know and that we do very well at this football club is we communicate. So it's never a decision that is made on a whim. There's always some thought behind it.
Are you heading up to Carlisle tomorrow night? You're going to be sat on the M6 on your phone going, or are you going up on the day?
No, I would have thought I'll travel up there at some point tomorrow. Whether I'm on the team bus or not on the team bus as of yet, I don't know. I've got the cars, so yeah, it might be a busy day, but listen, looking forward to it. I think, yeah, I have to say again, the chairman's been brilliant, because what he has done is he's made funds available. We weren't sure whether we were going to need them, and unfortunately we sustained an injury at the weekend, and it makes us look different as a squad, so we need to make sure we rectify that.
Obviously just over 24 hours left, so it might look different by this time tomorrow, but how would you evaluate, your first transfer window here so far?
It's been hectic. Yeah, there's been a lot of time, energy and effort that's gone into it from all of the staff. That's the coaching staff and Mickey and Tom. Did we get every target we wanted? No. Am I happy with the players that we signed? Yeah, I really am. And I think what you're seeing now and what you'll see now, from now to hopefully the transfer window opens again, is you'll see a real cohesion with the new players coming into the team. Everyone, we're all still trying to work out how each other work in terms of the staff. But what I will say with the players is that the new ones that have come in have integrated into the group really well. I've been really impressed with their attitudes towards each other, because you have to understand that as footballers, you are in competition with each other, and the players have understood that and they're very respectful with that. We've got some players that haven't had as many minutes as they would have wanted yet, so understandably they're frustrated. But on the whole, I've been extremely pleased with how the squad's reacted and how the squad has taken shape.
The second longest trip of the season this weekend. Just thoughts going into that one, obviously one of the promoted sides as well.
It'll be a tough game. They haven't picked up a huge amount of points this season, but I think in Paul what they've got is a really experienced manager who has not only coached at first team level but also in the England setup. So I'm expecting it to be a really difficult game. The crowd are really important to them. You saw that when they pushed them over the line at the end of last season. I'm expecting a tough affair in terms of attitude, application. Our players will have to work for every single loose ball. They have to understand that going to Carlisle is an extremely difficult place to go and play football. This will be a fixture I'm sure that they'll be looking at to try and get a positive result from. We're coming off of a really good result against Fleetwood. The players, and the challenge to them is to go and perform. We got the result last weekend. We didn't get probably the level of performance we wanted. So my challenge has been to them this week is that if we get a performance, then we've got a chance of getting a result. It's going to be an extremely tough game, but one I'm looking forward to. We'll travel up tomorrow, as I say, spend the night in the hotel, prepare properly and make sure that we're all ready, staff, players included, for what will be a difficult afternoon.